Ready? My name is Jacoby St. Hill. I attend the law school and I am a member of New Testament Church of God, located in Cottage Land, St. George. Today's devotion is called A Daring Act, and it is taken from Judges chapter 6, verses 25 to 32. That night, the Lord said to Gideon, "Take the second bull from your father's herd, the one that is 7 years old. Pull down your father's altar to Baal and cut down the Asherah poles standing beside it. Then build an altar to the Lord, your God, here on top this hilltop sanctuary, laying the stones carefully. Sacrifice the bull as a burnt offer on the altar, using as the fuel the wood of the Asherah pole that you had cut down." So Gideon took 10 of his servants and did as the Lord had commanded. But he did it at night because he was afraid of the other members of his father's household and the people of the town. Early the next morning, as the people of the town began to stir, someone discovered that the altar of Baal had been broken down and that the Asherah pole beside it had been cut down. In their place was a new altar that had been built, and on it were the remains of a bull that had been sacrificed. The people said to each other, "Who did this?" And after asking around and a careful search, they learned that it was Gideon, the son of Joash. "Bring out your son," the men of the town demanded to Joash. "He must die for destroying the altar of Baal and for cutting down the Asherah pole." But Joash shouted to the mob that confronted them, "Why are you defending Baal? Will you argue his case? Whoever pled his case will be put to death in the morning. If Baal is truly a god, let him defend himself and destroy the one who brought down his altar." From then on, Gideon was called Jerub-Baal, which means "let Baal defend himself," because he brought down Baal's altar. The Lord's angel had told Gideon that God would use him to rescue the Israelites from their enemies. That evening, the angel told him to take 2 bulls and go and destroy his father's altar to the heathen god Baal. The Lord also told him to build an altar on the exact same spot and burn one of the bulls using the wood from the Asherah pole, which was an idol. That night, while everyone was sleeping, he and 10 of his servants took the 2 bulls and tore down the altar. In the morning, when the people of the town got up and found that their altar had been torn down, they asked each other, "Who did this?" When they found out it was Gideon that had done it, they said to his father, Joash, "Bring Gideon here so we can put him to death." But Joash said, "Are you trying to defend Baal? It's his altar that had been torn down. Let Baal defend himself." How can I openly honor God? People usually talk and write about things that fill their mind. David wrote many beautiful songs and poems about the Lord because he thought about God all the time. Those who watch and listen to horrible things fill their minds and hearts with wrong things. The evil that litters their minds starts to spill out in many different ways that can be seen and heard by those around them. So if, for example, someone at your school has scribbled a bad word somewhere or written something dishonoring about the Lord, you could ask the teacher if you may clean it or blot it out. God will honor your bold step when you, like Gideon, do the right thing. The verse for today is taken from Matthew chapter 5, verse 8. It says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." Let us pray. Lord, I thank you for today. Thank you for the opportunity to look into your word. Help us to do the right thing. We ask that you make our hearts pure so that we can honor you in all that we do. In the name of your precious Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.